Planet Zoo, and a welcome back once more to Opal Zoo, our heavily themed zoo. Thanks very much for joining me. I do hope you're having a good day. Oh, look at that, our hippos are coming out to see us. It's like March of the Hippopotamus. I love how they do everything together. It's probably feeding time, isn't it? Oh no, no food out there for them. That's quite creepy, isn't it? It's like a giant hippo. Oh dear, brilliant. Anyway, what am I talking about today? Well, in the last episode we were starting work on our central building here in our aquatic zone. So quick reminder, we've done our Australia zone over here and we've done our South America zone here, and now we're working on the aquatic zone. So we have Pygmy Hippo, we have seal, we have hippos, we have penguins, and we have otters. And they're all in, but obviously the habitats still need a lot of work, and I've got this quite epic construction project going on in the middle here. So without further ado, I'm going to continue working on this central building and see what crazy creative stuff I can come up with. So let me disappear for a little while, and I'll be back once I've done some more work. Blue flooring, it looks aquatic, and I'm really wanting to get that in here. So it's the bridge is still concrete, but the rest of it now is this lovely blue flooring. So I've put a layer of path all the way around the outside of this ground floor now. So this is like a lovely viewing area where you can walk around and you just get a slightly raised view of the pens, as opposed to obviously being down here. So that rings the whole thing, and then I think in the middle here there's going to be maybe some shops, I think, around here, some restauranty places. But I also wanted to have this large central area where people can come right up to the top here and get a good view. So I built this tower. So the stairs are fairly simple. Obviously it just comes in and then turns, and then it just spirals up and 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 comes out here, and then you've got this nice squared off balcony at the top. And then I built this structure for now. Obviously there's still a lot more work to do on it, but that's your basic structure there that contains it all. So you can get up here, and this is going to give you a view of all sorts, because not only can you look down at the aquatic animals, but you're going to be able to see most of the rest of the park from here as well. Obviously eventually when I get around to doing all of this as well. So yeah, it's a bit epic, it's a bit over the top, but actually for this area I think it's what it needed. I think it's a very flat area, so I really wanted something in the middle here that was going to stand out. And I've got a few ideas of what I'm doing around this as well, and it's going to look interesting. Yeah, a few ideas involving foliage. So yeah, it's going to be pretty spectacular, I think. But I'm really happy with the shape of all of this. This ring of path around the top here, I think it looks really nice. Took a bit of effort because obviously I had to sort of block the sides here with this stonework to make it all blend in and look nice. But it does look nice. I'm very happy with how that all came together. I just hope now I can get some shops in here and make that bit look good, and then hopefully my plan for what I do with all of this is going to work as well. Who knows? I mean, I'm making this up as I go along. But so far I'm having I'm having a bit of a riot with it. I'm just letting the creativity just sort of flow out, and what happens basically. I also just put a few plants on here just to experiment, just to see what it looked like, and I quite like that, so I might continue that around all of this second layer here. Just adds that little sparkle of colour, which I like, even though there's no flower bed or anything underneath it. It's just a gap. Actually, did I put a flower bed in here? I can't even remember. No, I didn't. See, it's just wood under there, but that doesn't matter. I'll just put the plants in. But I could continue them along here. It really doesn't matter that there's no sort of soil underneath for them. We shall see. But yeah, I do want to have lots of foliage. That's kind of the key of this second layer. There is obviously going to be foliage out in the habitats as well. Oh, look at that, all the hippos sharing their lunch. Or maybe they're just kissing, I'm not sure. They've all got their snouts together. It's like a blended hippo. It's quite freaky, that, isn't it? Anyway, they're having a good snack. Oh, is he gonna perform for us? No, I thought he might be getting rid of his lunch. It's not the nicest thing to look at, but it's very good graphics. Yeah, it looks really good when they do it. No one's gonna perform for us. I bet you didn't think you'd be watching this today. I'm waiting for a hippo to poo. No, go on. You know you want to. No, okay. I'm disappointed. Oh, maybe. No, he's lying down. He's worn out after eating his lunch. Anyway, right, let's crack on. I don't know what I'm going to do next. We'll find out. I'll be right back in just a minute. So I've placed some shops down all the way around here, and I'm just in the process of sort of constructing a building around the base here. It's quite a long-winded process, but I've gone with these panels. What are these called? The wooden arbor panels. And these beams as well, they look fantastic, these wooden arbor beams. I really like the look of these, sort of worn wood, which I like. And obviously it's all blue, so it sort of blends in. And then I'm just topping it with this white stone. And I think it's going to look really nice. And obviously I'll create a fascia that I copy onto each of these shop fronts. And we've got another one here, and then we've got some toilets here that I'll block in. Obviously nothing in here, there's no room in this bit. There's another one there, and then one right at the end as well. So I've managed to squeeze quite a few bits of food and drink in there. Ignore this on the wall. That was just placed as an experiment to see what it looked like, and I don't like it, so that'll be going. Continued a few more flowers along here, and I think I am going to do more. And then my idea for this top bit here, the roof of this building, is going to be a flower bed. So essentially this entire thing, I will fill it in with soil and then plant it up. And so yeah, so at the moment it's a slow process. This was a slow process in itself, putting all of these boards in place. And now I'm just going through the process of putting this white stone all the way around the top here as well. So it's quite a long, repetitive thing. So I just wanted to show you kind of my work in progress. And give you a bit of a view of what it's going to look like. So it's kind of a nice tiered system. All of these tiers are roughly the same size. Even this bottom one, where the animals are disappearing down inside. And then you've got like a 4 meter bit and another 4 meter bit, and then a 4 meter where the door is, and then obviously your tower as well. So yeah, so scale wise, I think it's turning out pretty nice. I think from a distance it doesn't look too over the top, especially now I've got this extra layer in here as well. So it's coming along very nicely. Yeah, pretty happy with it. Let me go away and do some more, and I'll be back in just a minute. A slight change. Now in the last segment I made these panels blue, and I had the lovely blue beams as well, but I decided that it was too blue after I'd done the whole lot. I don't know, there was something about it, it just didn't work. There was too much blue, too many different blues. So I decided to fade it and make it white, and actually go with these stone pillars to match the stone further down in the building here as well. And I think it looked much better. So I've finished that off. I've obviously edged it all with the white stone, and then I've made the flower beds up here. So I think that looks pretty cool. And I'm just decorating the sides here really. And this looks really nice. I love this. So this is trellis. This it's actually, what is it? No, yeah, it's a wooden arbor cross, but it's trellis basically, isn't it? So I've gone with some different sizes of trellis all around here in these different gaps, and then I've just got different plants and sunk them in. So these plants are the fairy fan flower, and I've just turned them sideways and sunk them into the wall, and then the same with all these other ones as well. and just found different ones that look good sunk in, so it makes them look like they're climbing plants. And I like the effect. I think it's I think it works pretty well. It's something a bit different, you know. I want to try and come up with new and creative ways of using items, and that's, you know, I've never used these flowers on the walls before, and I think they look pretty cool. So yeah, I'm pretty happy on the whole with how that has turned out. That second layer, obviously I'm not quite finished yet, and I've still got all this foliage to do. I've still got the decorating to do for the doors on the windows here. I may well do something on some of these empty panels as well. I didn't want every panel to be filled with flowers. I wanted a few gaps here and there. But yeah, I really like that. It's different. It's not something that I've done before, and I don't think other people, I expect someone out there has done it, but it's certainly not something that I've seen, just randomly using these flowers like this. So of course it helps that we've just got this new trellis piece as well. This is in the latest update, so it's a fantastic piece if you want to do anything on a wall to do with plants. You know, most plants don't just randomly grip to walls. They need something to grow on. So yeah, this trellis is a fantastic item to have in the game now. So I'm really pleased that has appeared. I think that's looking pretty good now. Now, hopefully you can sort of imagine what I'm planning with this second layer here. It's going to be palm trees and smaller palms, and maybe some statues as well. Just lots of foliage basically. I just want it to look really green because obviously there's a lot of building here, and so it kind of needs to be greened up a little bit. And I've got a few ideas of having a few very large palms on here, and then there may even be some palms on this building. That's kind of the plan. You see I've got these three corners here that are just crying out for me to make into planters and have some palm trees high up in the building. And there may even, I don't know yet, there may even be the possibility of having a palm tree down here growing all the way up the middle and hopefully poking its head out up here somewhere. I think I've got a palm tree that's tall enough, but yeah, we shall see. But I'm pretty happy with how this is turning out so far. It's a very random building. It's a very odd shape, so it's quite time consuming doing it all. But so far I'm very happy with the result, with the look of it. It's a bit different. It's quite unique. And hopefully you've not seen anything quite like it, because I mean it might be because it's terrible, but I don't know, I kind of like it. So yeah, and that's what matters. I'm building it for me at the end of the day, so I'm having a lot of fun with this one. Right, so I'm going to go away and do some more because I'm having that much fun. So bear with me. I'll be right back in a second with some more done. And here we are. You can see my master plan coming together now. As you can see, I've been having a lot of fun with foliage. So what have I done? Let's start here. So I've put some more flowers all the way around this second layer here. And a bit of ivy as well, just randomly hanging down. Just trying to add a bit of colour around the edge of this lower floor. Moving up, I've just put a couple of signs on this, on some of these blank areas. Not all of them. I don't want it to look crowded, but you've got an otter and you've got the seal and the penguin. And I've decorated the toilet. Very basic toilet door here, but a couple of good signs just to make sure people realise what's in there. And then this is where I've been having the most fun, of course. So the first thing I did was I wanted a couple of fountains. So I created this fountain with some nice plants here and this lovely reed in the middle here, and obviously the water jet coming up out the middle of it. And I've placed a couple of those around the whole area. I think they look pretty cool. They're a bit over the top, but obviously this is an aquatic area, so I wanted some water in here in some way. So that's what I've come up with. And then, like I said, I wanted some palms in here, so I found the different types of palm. I love these ones. What are these called? This one here, the Australian fan palm. Oh, it's probably my favourite plant in the game. I just love the look of it. So there's quite a few of them. Obviously the smaller ones around the edge, getting larger towards the back, and then some of these other ones, some of these lovely big ones here. This thing here, what is this one? The African oil palm. Look at that, what a magnificent tree, absolutely fantastic. And some statues as well. So you got a seal in here, you've got a hippo on the corner there. What else have we got? We got an otter and a penguin over here as well. So I don't want to make this too dense with foliage in here. You know, I thought that would look a bit over the top. Yeah, because it's not over the top already, is it? Anyway, yeah, so, and there's a few of these larger palms in here as well. Yeah, you know, they're good. I love it. I really like how this has turned out. There was room on the corner here for a large one, whereas under here I didn't want them sort of right up the top here, because I don't want to block the view obviously from this viewing balcony. And the observation tower. And I kind of like that this is getting a bit lost behind the foliage, so it suggests that at the time when this was put on the wall, these palms weren't as big and they weren't blocking the signs. Obviously, as you come in from here, you're meant to be able to read it, but it's kind of getting a bit lost behind all these palms now. So I like that. It's, you know, it suggests a bit of aging, which I think is kind of cool. And I did also just create a small fascia to use in front of these. So this is really simple. So this is using these blue wooden boards again. And then just this simple penguin motif as well. So I've just used that above each of the food areas. So it's really simple. I didn't want anything too complicated or intricate in this area. It just doesn't need it. It's just not the right sort of area to do anything too fancy. You know, it needs to be sort of simple, plain, but themed. And I think it's looking pretty good. So let's zoom out and move up. And as I said, oh, hello, bit of dodgy camera work for you there. Do apologise. I made these corners here, as you can see, into planters, and put some palm trees into those three. I haven't quite worked out what I'm doing here yet, because obviously you can see here the soil is showing through underneath. Do you know what? I might just leave it like it is. I haven't quite decided yet whether I need to do anything or whether I can get away with just having that like it is. But yeah, I think that looks really cool, having these palm trees high up here. Obviously I haven't done anything inside yet, but I've got an idea of what I want to do in here, which is why there's not a palm tree here, because I have worked out there is room in here for a palm tree to go up the middle of this building. So that is the plan still, but first I want to put something in here which is going to be an exhibit, because there are aquatic animals that I can put into an exhibit, and I'm pretty sure I can squeeze one into this corner here. Now I've also just put some vending machines on the staircase, and as you can see, they're all on fire. I don't know why my engineers aren't coming and looking after them, but oh dear, there's another one. But yeah, so there are some vending machines here, just to encourage people. Oh my god, look, they're all on fire. What is going on? I have got engineers, haven't I? Hang on, let's have a look at my staffing situation, shall we? I'm sure I've got some, like, vets, keepers, caretakers, mechanics, none. Okay, that'll be the problem then. I don't have any mechanics. I will employ some mechanics. It's not a problem. And I've also just put some of these new Vista pieces up here, or whatever they're called. They're, you know, what's this called? Yeah, it's a Vista point. So it basically tells the members of the public this is a good place to stand and take photos. So I've put them on the four corners of this area, just to encourage people to actually go up there when I open the park, and actually use this viewing balcony. But yeah, I'm really happy with how this is coming along. It's developing really nicely. I love this building now, actually, I have to say. I think this is one of my favourite buildings I've ever done in the game. It's been very, very slow and quite tricky to actually do it, but it's coming together so nicely now. I'm really, really pleased with it. So I'm nearly done with the building. I've just got the interior there with the exhibit to do, and then I've got all the work out here. So I've got some fencing I want to do around here so I can get rid of this dodgy temporary stuff. Obviously there's a whole load of foliage to do out in this area with all the habitats, and there's all the backstage, all of this path around here with the keeper huts all around here. All needs edging, and then the same over on this side as well. Needs an edging along here and a building obviously, and then more edging all the way along here as well. And I also want to do what I've done with the other areas, which is these archways with the name. So I will do an archway just at the bottom of this ramp here, and then there will be another one over on this side at the end of this pathway over here as well. Yes, there's still quite a lot to do, so I won't hang around waffling on at you. I'm going to go and do some more building, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I'll probably try and finish off this central piece next, but let me go away and crack on with some of that. Small update here. As you can see, I've done some custom fencing. This is this lovely new piece mesh fence panel. Everyone that plays this game has been waiting for this item to appear in the game for so long now, because it's such a diverse piece. So there we go. So it's there. It's a very simple bit of fencing, but it looks good and it does the job. Keeps the animals away. So yeah, it's all good. Means I've managed to get rid of all the temporary fencing that I had. So that loops all the way around and back to there. And I've also just done in the observation tower here. So let me show you what I've done in here. As I said, I put an exhibit in the corner here, which looks pretty cool. It just fits in snugly in there. It's all right. It does exactly what it says on the tin. And in here we have somewhere hunt the animal. I promise you there's something in here somewhere. Where are you? Must be swimming somewhere, or not. Maybe I haven't put them in here yet. I thought I'd put them in. Well, the sign's there, look, terrapins. Let's click on it. Is there actually an animal in here? Animals, 2, yes. Okay, where are you? Why can I not see you? Ah, there's one. Ah, there we go. Little dude sitting down there. Well, they do hide well, don't they? Okay, now I know what I'm looking for. Great. Where's the other one? No. Hiding really well. Up on the land, I reckon. No. Blimey, they do hide well, don't they? Am I just going blind? Or can it get inside the log, maybe? Yes, look, it's in the log. Not. Oh, it's so tricky to maneuver this camera. There it is, look, it's in the log. Oh, happy terrapin, nice. Right, anyway, sorry. I just had to find them. I didn't want them to be lost. So we have our exhibit in. I have a little information board. The path managed to actually work pretty well. You know, the fence here, obviously just the railing goes through the wall, but I like the look of that. It looks good. It all joins together. I put a little bit of foliage around here. Just some floor covering. And the best thing that I managed to fit in is this beautiful palm tree. Look at that. It fits perfectly right up the middle of the building, and it just pokes its head out at the top here. It's not, I'd like it to be taller, but do you know what, actually I just love the look of it. It fills this hole here. Managed to turn it in such a way that it doesn't hang over the path too much as well. So yeah, it's a perfect fit. It's almost like I planned it. Maybe I did subconsciously. I kind of did, to be honest. I kind of knew what I wanted to do. I just didn't know if there was a tree that would fit in that hole. But that one is absolutely perfect in there. So yeah, there we go. That is my building basically done. May put some benches or something up here probably, but that's little details that I will do at the end. So that is it for that, and then I will be moving on to working in the habitats next. So let me go away and crack on with some of that. having a bit of fun with some foliage and a few minor details as well. So lots of palm trees basically, so it's really simple. As you can see, I'll just zoom out so you can see I've just dotted palm trees completely randomly all through all of these habitats, and that's really all the foliage it's going to have. I'm not going to worry about shrubs and things. It's not the right feel. I want it to feel just like a beach with palm trees basically. And then just some little details, like in here, we've just got a couple of canoes on the side here. What else have I done? I think I had a boat somewhere over here. Yeah, so you got a sunken one in here for the otters to play around on. I think that looks pretty cool. And in the hippos, a bit more detail in the hippos. Again, you've got a boat over here. I've put some enrichment items in here as well at the moment. I haven't done enrichment in the others yet. And some lily pads and flowering lilies on here, and I've got this big sort of sunken shipwreck in here as well, which I think looks pretty nifty with various bits of foliage all around it. And I've managed to get it so that the hippos can actually swim through the middle of this as well. I had to kind of space it out a little bit more, but I think that looks pretty good, and the hippos enjoy it, and they love their fountain over here. And again, more just some lilies and things. Didn't want to fill it all up too much. Plenty of enrichment all over the place, and a couple more over here. You've got a sprinkler and some food, another food one here, a scent thing, and a play, what's this called, a skittle thing. What is this? Is this a scent one? Yeah, it's a scent marker. So yeah, so plenty of interest for them. And they are very happy, of course. Like to keep our hippos happy. So what I need to do next is just finish off the enrichment in all these other habitats, and then it'll be the backstage. So building for the two staff areas here, and then essentially this rock work I'm going to continue around the outside here and here, and again just do some basic foliage as well, just to create a nice sort of ring of rocks and foliage around the outside, and that will probably be it. So still a little bit of work to do, but we're nearly there, and I love it. I think it's looking really nice, this area now. It's turned out how I wanted it, which I'm always surprised about. Even though I have a lot of success with most of my projects, they tend to work out better than I hoped. But yeah, and this one is no exception. It's turning out really, really well, even though I thought it might be a disaster. So yeah, I'm happy with it so far, but still just a little bit more to do. So let me just disappear now and get on with that. Right, I've done the foliage now and enrichment in the other enclosures. So pretty simple again, just a few lilies and things in the waters, and some reeds, particularly around the edges on the rocks. And then the enrichment items are just scattered on either side on the beaches. So there's not that many for all the animals. There's just one or two here for the penguins. I think three, and then they've got a bubble machine in the water and a feeder at each end. So yeah, pretty simple for the penguins, but they're happy. They've got what they need. The otters, again, they have a beach ball. They have one of these the mud pits, a sprinkler. They have bits of reeds all around the rocks here, which I think looks really cool, especially around the boat. Look at that little otter playing in the reeds there. Looks great, doesn't it? I love it. I love all these little details. And then they have again a couple of balls and cardboard boxes over here, and some more lilies in the water. So yeah, really simple, but it looks really cool. There's an awful lot of otters sleeping. I do think they need to come up with a slightly different sleeping position for the otters, because they all sleep in the same position and it looks really silly. But yeah, there we go. It is what it is. Over here with the Pygmy Hippos, they have one of these large fountains. I had to put some rock work in here for this. It didn't work really well on the beach. It needs quite a lot of room, and I thought it made sense to have something nice and solid underneath it for the hippos to be walking on. So I did that. They've got a nice feeder, as you can see. They're enjoying their food from that. They've got a nice bit of wallowing to be done over here as well. Another food feeder here, a scent marker, they've got a tyre to play with, they've got a skittle over here which is floating in the water. Actually that's sort of hovering on the water. What's going on with that? Reset it. Is it meant to, what's it? Oh okay, it is actually just floating on the water. Yeah, okay. I don't know if they'll actually play with it, but it's not being played with. Maybe that's not the best place for it. I don't know. We'll see. Oh yeah, look, they've got a scratching post in the water here, and they've got another feeding station over here as well. So they're pretty happy, and again, just a few lilies in the water. Obviously, they had their feeding station over here all along. And finally, we have our seals over here. They have some balls and skittles to play with. They have a sprinkler. Oh look, he's enjoying a bit of a sprinkler session there. He's loving that, isn't he? They have an ice block over on the platoon. Platoon? That's not right, is it? It's a pontoon, not a platoon. Go mad. And a rubber duck, of course. I mean, you can't go wrong with a rubber duck. And a feeding station again at either end. Oh, and a big football, look. They've kicked their football down into their bed. So, yeah, brilliant. Right, so that's that done. So our actual main area now is finished, I think. Maybe some benches and things to go down, but other than that, it's all there. I think it looks fantastic. I absolutely love this area. I know I say that every time, but I think this is my favourite area of the zoo so far. But I'm not yet quite finished, so I just need to finish off the backstage areas around the outside. Phew! Right, I apologise if this is a long video, but it's not. There's not quite enough to split into two videos, and you know I don't want to make videos for the sake of it, so I thought I'd try and do all of this area in one now and get it all finished off in this video for you. So I apologise if it's a little bit too long, but hopefully you're enjoying it. So let me just disappear once more and get this finished. We are. The area is finished, and as you can see, I have called it the Lagoon. Oh, I've had so much fun building this, and particularly I love this entrance. I put a lot of thought into what I wanted to do here. These heads are used in the South American area, but actually I think they can pass as sort of Caribbean style heads as well, especially when I've put the palm trees in the top of the head, so it looks like they've got funky hairdos. And I know it's a bit silly, but I wanted water involved in this archway in some way, so I've just put some sprinklers, just spurting water out the side. I've even put a little drain along the floor, so it looks like the water is actually going to be draining away. And then you've got obviously the lagoon done in this lovely 3D writing, where you just double it up so it looks a bit more 3D than it already is, and some moss as well just hanging around, these lovely rusted posts holding it all together, and obviously some rocks at the bottom to support it all. So yeah, pretty simple, but actually I love it. I think it looks really good, especially as you walk in here. This is the South American area, so as you come down here, you see the tower in the distance, and then you've got the lagoon in front of you. I mean, you'd want to walk in here and just investigate, wouldn't you? Look at that. I love it. And so there is also the archway over on this side as well, so it's exactly the same archway coming at the other end of the pathway there. And then the backstage areas, so I've done exactly what I said I was going to do. So it's just a simple rock formation, lots of these aquatic faux rocks along the front, coloured to blend in, just really simple. Some more palm trees, because obviously this is staff only, so it doesn't need a lot of detail along here, but it's exactly what it would be in a real park. Obviously it just gives access to these backstage doors here. And then you've got a simple building. So this has got a staff room here and a zookeeper's hut, one of the large ones, so they can prepare all their food. So the building itself is very simple. It really, nothing fancy, just some of this little trellis and simple asphalt roof and whatever. It's exactly what you would get backstage. You don't need anything fancy at all here. And then I've just continued the rock work around the back. And then it just continues on along the pathway here, giving access to all the different enclosures until we eventually get to there and the hippos. And then around the other side, let me come around here. It's basically more of the same. So the same sort of rock work, a few palm trees dotted along. And then over this side, you've just got a zookeeper hut in there. And again, the pathway just continues all the way along here, giving access to all the enclosures, ending here with the seal enclosure. And there we are. So let me zoom out and show you this from above. Well, there you go. I mean, I love it. I think that looks fantastic. You can see the animals clearly. They're having a great time with these animals. They're very happy in here. Their enclosures are very good for them. I think it looks practical. You know, with all, you know, the staff can get around, and with these little bridges, it looks realistic. I love all the palm trees. It does look very tropical, which is the look I was going for. So yeah, I'm really happy, and obviously the central building has turned out, I think, really well. I mean, you might think it looks terrible, but I kind of like it. So there we go. I'm really happy with this area. I think it's come together very nicely. So next on the agenda is this area over here. However, there has been a change of plan. And let me briefly explain what I'm doing. I've decided, in fact I might have even told you in the last episode, I can't remember, but this is going to be Africa now, and the Arctic is actually going to be this larger area. And that's for two reasons. One is because I've got Australia here, and to have Africa next to it, it's going to look too similar. The theme and the colour scheme and everything is too similar. So Africa can go over here where it's completely different to whatever it's next to. But also the African animals that I have listed here to put in are very small. You know, aardvarks, penguins, tortoises, foxes, meerkats. They're tiny animals. They don't need a large area like this. In fact, they don't even need this much space. So there's a bit of a plan in mind for what I'm going to do. There's going to be several smaller enclosures, but I am also going to have a large enclosure with some elephants and zebra and giraffe and stuff like that in as well. So that's the next area to do, will be Africa, and then the Arctic animals, which are larger. So you've got the Arctic wolf, I think. Where's Arctic? Yeah, Arctic wolf, polar bear, reindeer, snow leopard and timber wolf. So there's quite a few large animals there. So they are going to have this area here. So I've got a bit of an idea of what I'm going to do, but I've not really worked it all out just yet. And then Asia, of course, is the biggest area back here because that has got a lot of different animals in it. As you can see, there's quite a lot of things to fit into Asia. There are lots of new animals that I've not done before, so I'm quite looking forward to that. But for now, that is going to be it for this episode. So now we have Australia, we have South America, and we have our aquatic centre. And I am really, really enjoying this zoo. I hope you are too, and hopefully you can continue enjoying it with me. But for now, I will just leave you with a view of the lagoon. There we go. So thanks very much for joining me today. Again, I apologise if this video has drifted on for a bit too long, but hopefully it's not been boring in any way. There's been plenty to look at least. So yeah, so thanks for spending a bit of time with me, and hopefully I will see you again in the next episode where we will be starting on our Africa area. Until then, do take care of yourselves, and I will see you soon. Bye for now.